This DLC plus this couple of event weeks have gave us great opportunity in GTA. But there's a different batch of opportunity. You have new players, which have a great opportunity to make a lot of money. Then you have the other batch, which were already rich and could afford a mansion or grinded before the DLC came out, and they have an opportunity to make even more money. And then you have the people who have real life money and they can pay for GTA Plus, and they have even more opportunity because of this DLC. I'll just be walking you through things that I do, things that I did to get a lot of money, because that's probably the #1 question on my channel. Hella, how have you got that much money? So yeah, please enjoy. Now stage 1 here is very beginner friendly, but there's collectibles that I've collected that pay a lot more than certain other collectibles that don't pay that much. Because if you don't even have enough money to buy something like the bulletproof Kuruma, which I do recommend for a beginner and for the missions we're going to talk about later, then these action figures and other collectibles should cover it. You have the action figures, which are 100, and it will give you 150k, which I do not recommend. It's a lot. 100 is a lot. That's a lot of work for very little money. That's 1.5k each. You have the signal jammers, which is 150k. You have LD organics, which is 150k again. The movie props, which is the easiest one, which I would recommend you to do, which is 10 for 150k. The treasure hunt, the double action revolver one, which most people have probably done by now, that's 250k and the revolver. The navy revolver, which is a separate one, which is one objective for 200k. The bounty target, which is 250k. There is a lot of beginner friendly things to do in GTA Online. I've been looking around for a map, an all-in-one map for this. The closest I could get is Outdated by 5 years by Prizrak Peruna on Reddit, and I'll leave a link to that if you want to download it, because I don't think you'll get the most clearest on a YouTube video. Now there's something that everyone's talking about right now, which is the Cluckin Bell raid, and you get an extra bonus of 500k of completing the Cluckin Bell raid as a leader. This Cluckin Bell raid, first of all, is very beginner friendly. There's nothing you need to own, unlike a lot of missions in the game or a lot of heists. The bulletproof Kuruma for me is the best vehicle. You can literally drive to destinations, not even get involved with the enemies, and just open the door on the mission start point, which I didn't do in this video. I learned that afterwards. But not only do you get 500k for starting this as a leader, you get 500k for doing it with a friend as well. Now a lot of people might not have friends, so there is a grinding part of our Discord, which is for people who just want to grind and do missions, or Cayo Perico or Bogdan's, and that's what I'll get to in a little while. The Cluckin Bell raid, if you take part in it for the first time, you get 500k. If you host it for the first time, you get another 500k. You can do this, they say within 40 minutes, but I highly doubt it. I've been playing GTA since the beginning, and it took me a minimum of 1 hour to do all the Cluckin Bell missions. So these first time bonuses are no joke. You need to take part in them if you don't have any business. And although 1 million can't buy many businesses, 2.1 million can. So you need to save your money for this next one we're going to talk about. If you've done everything smoothly, the smartest thing to do as a beginner player is buy the Kasatka, because you can repeat Cayo Perico, as everyone knows, and the Kasatka costs 2.1 million. So it's a great purchase, first of all, and it's the most efficient, most worth it business, because you pay yourself so many folds more than you bought the Kasatka for.
For every 2.5 hours, you can get 1.5 million.
And it is very grindy, as everyone that's done Cayo knows. Once you've done it 2 times, it's the easiest thing. The adrenaline's gone, and it is the most efficient. But Hella doesn't always like to go the most efficient way, and Hella likes to sometimes not do things the most grindy way, because if I grinded so much in GTA, there wouldn't be enough time to record the videos, so I take the more hands-off approach. So what is the method I do that I wouldn't advise? I do the first dose missions. I would do them. I get my first time bonus of 250k, because by doing all these missions to get the acid lab, which is 750k, plus 250k for the upgrades we need to do the cell missions. And the acid lab is our go-to stream of income, which gets amplified with your mansion, which most of us are now aiming for. We're aiming, a lot of people are probably watching this video aiming for the mansion. If you already have the mansion, this is a crazy stack of income. When you have the boost of the acid lab and you have the mansion boost, which you get with a mansion on any level, even if you have 0 upgrades on your mansion, you can get 527,000 every 45 minutes for that 24 hours of real lifetime, which is what I do now. But I also stack things. I got the cargo warehouses. But anyway, let's not get off trail.
because I don't really need to work again in GTA forever now. And that's a little explanation I'll say at the end of the video. But once you've completed all the acid lab missions, you'll get an option to buy the acid lab for 750,000. Once you bought the acid lab, you need to do the upgrade for 250,000, so you need 1 million, but you do need to do 10 DAX missions before you can get the equipment upgrade. You get around 600,000 for completing the first dose with the bonus. So all the missions with the bonus, you'll have 600,000 at the end of it. Then if you do the supply missions for the acid lab, which I do not do, I buy the supplies, which is 60,000. But of course you don't want to do that because you want to make less investment and earn more money. You can sell the full acid lab for 500,000, and there's methods of doing that even easier as well. If I don't get the mission I want, this is a super lazy approach, but if I don't get the mission I want, I would go and find new sessions. So if I get the 10 deliveries of acid lab, it is quite fun to be fair, but it is so time consuming, and if you're doing it in a public lobby, you kind of get a bit agitated that someone's going to come and kill you. So what I do is I go for the mission that tells you to go into a rooftop, and all you have to do on that mission is shoot one of the cops and then go and lose cops. Just go in a bush and lose cops, and then you deliver the acid. It's so simple and easy. It takes around 3 minutes to do. The hardest part of this is waiting for your acid lab to fill up, which you don't need to do anything if you're fully supplied, but it takes 4 hours. And the crazy thing is now, which I will get onto, is if you have the mansion, you can boost it and it only takes 1 hour 20. So obviously doing Kyle is a lot more efficient. This is what you should be doing. But for me, right now, when I have the mansion and the acid lab, I'm making 500k whilst I'm doing a car meet. It takes me a bit of time to record videos, and I'll make 1 million whilst I'm recording videos in GTA Online. Now, I only have one issue with this. When you start playing the game so passively like I am and earning 600k passively, you would have to eventually sell all the products, which I have been lacking on. It's a good problem to have, but my bunker's full and my air freight cargo is full too. 600k is if I was boosting the acid lab and not boosting the bunker. I'd earn 100k from the bunker, and I'd earn 440,000 with the acid lab because I always pay more instead of doing the supplies myself, getting the supplies myself. I always pay more, 60k, so that knocks 60k off my acid lab earnings. So in 1 hour I will earn 600k passively, but then not so passively because I have to sell the items. And that's how I play GTA now. I just let my businesses run up. I don't normally do Kyle. And that 600k that's passive is not including any of the safe totals, is not including any other business except those two. And the warehouses right now, if you have the mansion, you can just fast travel to, and every 48 minutes, which is an in-game day, resupply these by fast traveling to them again. But what if you want to do it the heist way? You want to do some heist and you don't have any money and you're looking for friends to grind with? We have that in our Discord. Something you guys probably know a lot about is a trading server for our Discord, and that's probably the most popular thing. But a bit less active is our GTA grinding part of that. We have people grinding for cash, we have people doing Bogdans back to back. It's not as active as the trading server, which is very active, but it's for all consoles, PC. You can have, there's people there doing back to back Bogdans. Check it out, first link in the description.